Looking at this model, there are two major challenges. We have a sweeping cut that follows a helical path. On the face of this cut, we have a string of holes that follow the same path. If we do a sweeping cross-section, you can see that every single hole is normal to the face of the cut. Thank you to Raymond for providing the material for this case study. I will post a link to the finished model in the video description. We begin with a cylinder with a diameter of 50 mm and a length of 150 mm. Let's create the profile for the swept cut on the front plane. These are just two simple lines joined to the circumference and are perpendicular to each other. With that, we have a closed profile. Confirm the sketch. The sweeping path is basically a straight line that runs through the axis of the cylinder. You can draw that on the right plane. With both the profile and the path ready, check that the Solid tab is active. Go to Create, Sweep. Take note that under the Surface tab, there is also a sweep command which is for sweeping surfaces, so it is important to make sure that you choose the correct command here. For type, select Single Path. Select the profile. For path, click on the Select box and select the straight line. As soon as the path is selected, Fusion correctly anticipates that we are trying to do a cut, as the profile actually cuts into the cylinder. For twist angle, we will adjust this to 90 degrees. From the back, you can see that the profile has rotated 90 degrees anti-clockwise about the axis as it goes from one end of the cylinder to the other. For the holes, it might make sense to create this using the pattern on path feature. When I attempted to do that, I was not able to get the holes to be normal to the surface at every point. I have recorded these steps at the back of the video if you are interested. So I came up with an alternative method of creating a swept helical surface. A series of planar surfaces was then used to intersect with this helical surface to create individual paths for the holes. Let's take a look at each of these steps in detail. In order to create the profile of the swept helical surface, start a sketch on the front plane. Looking at the finished model, the holes are centered about the width of the cut. We need to draw a vertical line that bisects the width of this face. Draw the vertical line in space. Select the midpoint constraint. Select the new line and the horizontal edge of the cut. This will join the midpoints of both lines together. Depending on how deep you want the holes to be, define the endpoint accordingly. Activate the Surface tab. Go to Create, Sweep. Select Single Path as the type. Select the line as a profile. For path, select the line that goes through the axis. Similar to the swept cut, add a 90-degree twist. The first hole is 10 mm away from the front face. Let's sketch a straight line on the right plane 10 mm away from the origin. Go to Create, Extrude, and use this straight line to create an extruded surface. Create a series of this surface by going to Create, Pattern, Rectangular Pattern. Select Bodies for pattern type and select the surface as the object. For direction, select the Z-axis. Adjust the quantity and the distance. Go to Modify, Split Face. Select the helical surface as a face to split. For splitting tool, click on the Select box and select all the planar faces. Confirm and hide all the planar faces. Each of these resultant split lines are normal to the face of the cut. These will serve as paths for us to drill a hole through. Activate the Solid tab. Go to Create, Pipe. For path, select the first split line. Adjust the diameter. Unfortunately, we are not able to select multiple paths, so we would have to repeat this step for all other split lines. In the next section, I will go through a failed attempt that involves using the pattern on path command. It seems that there is a limitation to the ability of the command to create features that are normal at all points along the path, even when the orientation is set to path direction. Viewers out there with more knowledge on how the command works, please do point out any errors in the following workflow. We will be using the helical surface to cut into this top face to create a path. Go to Modify, Split Face. Select this face as a face to split. Select the helical surface as the splitting tool. Confirm and hide the surface to see the split line created. For the pattern on path feature, we need to create a starting or seed hole. The first hole is 10 mm away from this end of the cylinder. Because of the helical nature of this face, we know that we cannot just drill the hole normal to the top plane. As we progress along the path, we know that at this point, the tangent plane is no longer parallel to the top plane. We need to create a plane tangent to this point where the hole is. First, let's create an offset plane 10 mm from the front plane. Start a sketch on the offset plane. Go to Create, Project Include, Intersect. As you hover over the split line, a red dot appears. This is the point where the path intersects with the sketch plane. Perform a click to put down this point. Finish the sketch. Go to Construct, Plane Tangent to Face at Point. Select the sketch point and the face on either side of the split line. This creates a construction plane that is tangent to this helical surface at the hole position. Sketch a circle on this new plane at the hole position. And create an extruded cut. For the extruded cut, you would have to extrude symmetrically in both directions. Due to the uneven nature of the helical face, there will be slivers of material left over if we only extrude downwards. Go to Create, Pattern, Pattern on Path. Select Features as a pattern type, and select the hole. For Path, select the split line. Set the quantity and adjust the distance. For orientation, select Path Direction. Let's set the Compute option to Optimized for the moment. If you confirm and check the holes, you will find that they are not normal to the helical face. If we go back inside the pattern on path feature and try the other two compute options, you will not get the desired result either. I would like to open this up to anyone out there who has a better knowledge of the pattern on path command, so do let me know in the comments below.